Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be all about my most anticipated books of 2019. So basically, the books I'm looking forward to them being published this year. I'm not the greatest at making those videos. I feel like I'm always forgetting some because I tend to read a bunch of used books or kind of see them pop at my library and I'm like, oh, it's finally out. But I attempted to create a list, and even this morning I saw another one. I was like, oh, I almost forgot to put this one on a list. So give me the ones you are looking for forward to them coming out this year, because I will probably add them to my own list. I did try to not include too many series that I'm not like up to date, because I feel like that's kind of cheating. Not really, but you know, just in my head. Except for a couple. The first one being Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence. I just read Red Sister, it made it to my best of the year. I just bought Grey Sister. It's gonna be like one of the first books that I read in 2019. And since Holy Sister is coming out, I believe April 4th, then I mean, I will be able to like kind of binge read the whole series, and I'm very happy about it because I hate waiting for the next book in the series for years. So yeah, if you're looking for a new fantasy series to follow, highly recommend this one. I'm not gonna go too much in detail since again it made it to my best of the year if you want to know more about it, but basically I like to describe it as a magical school with like badass fighting nuns. Probably doesn't do it justice, but I just really like describing it that way. One series that I am up to date and looking forward to, book 3, is The Toll by Neil Shusterman. This is the third book in the Sight series. Book 2 made it to my most surprising books of 2018 because I feel like sometimes, / very often, book 2 in a series kind of suck. They're like too stretched out. Not in this one, and it ended on a freaking cliffhanger and I'm like dying to know what's gonna happen. There's no exact date yet on Goodreads. It's just saying like expected publication 2019, so we're hoping it's gonna happen probably in the fall, hopefully. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to continuing this series. It's kind of a utopia version of our world. It's a YA sci-fi. Basically nobody dies anymore and they have to have sites that kill people to maintain population growth. And there's like artificial intelligence in there too, a bunch of political intrigue. I highly recommend it if that's something you are into. The Dragon Republic, which is book 2 in the Puppy War trilogy. I'm so happy I don't have to wait for the next one. I read the Puppy War in 2018, made it to my best of the year. Highly recommend it, and I'm so happy again not having to wait. It's the best. This is an adult fantasy series. With that said, I feel like it reads kind of YA at times. With that said, there's a bunch of trigger warnings for like everything you can think of, so that's probably why it's put in adult. But there's some of my favorite tropes in there, like magical school or just magic in general. It's kind of inspired by the gods, and I especially like the beginning, but I'm curious to see where the story is gonna go because there's like a huge war happening, and so hopeful. And this one is supposed to come out August 6th, so don't have to wait too long. Let's go with the first one in a series. This is King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. I enjoyed the Grisha universe. I have a complicated relationship with the whole thing, I feel like. But I enjoyed Shadow and Bone, which is the first book in the Grisha trilogy. And I felt like it was really solid. I liked the magic system, super interesting. I liked the, like even the world is like Russian inspired. It was really interesting and unique. And I liked the characters, and some of them in that series weren't as important that they should have been in my head. / I just really like one of the character, which is the prince, which now I can't remember his name. Let me check. Oh, Nikolai. I knew I had it like right there. So this series is about him apparently, and I'm like, yes, please, because I love him. So I shall go into it knowing nothing else that it's a YA fantasy in that universe about my favorite character. What else can you ask for? This one is supposed to come out January 29th. So like in a month. I am so excited. I will be actually getting this as soon as possible because yes. Actually, the same author is coming out with another book this year, which is Ninth House. It's supposed to be the Alex Stern series. This book is about a high school dropout with a criminal record who is giving a second chance to go to university, Yale University, and he has to kind of investigate secret societies, and they're saying like sinister occult activities. And since it's being published October 1st, I'm assuming kind of horror-y little bits, you know, for Halloween. I do like the tropes of following characters in university, so I'm hopeful that it's gonna be good, but you know, I don't know much more about it, so we shall see. The one I only just learned that it's coming out with the second book, I'm so happy about it, is Children of Rune by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Book 1 was Children of Time, also made it to my best of the year. I thought it was a standalone, so my mind was blown when I saw that, and I'm so excited about it. If you're someone that likes hard sci-fi, you don't mind intelligent, huge spiders, kind of freaks me out a little bit, I'm gonna admit it. I don't really have an issue with spiders, but millipedes, or is it centipedes? They're like the flat ones with all the legs. Ugh, I can't deal. So if you don't mind, you know, them talking about legs that you need to read this book. The ending blew my mind, didn't see it coming. You're following the remnants of humanity that are trying to just find a planet where they can live, and they find this planet where there was an experiment where a super serum was sent with monkeys to try and recreate humanity, kinda. Unfortunately, the monkeys don't make it to the planet, and the serum does though, and basically the spiders are the ones that become more and more intelligent, kind of creating their own society. And there's like a battle basically between humans and giant freaking spiders. So I love the ending, like I was saying, very original, didn't see it coming, and I want more. I don't know how he's gonna do this, but I mean, he blew my mind once, so I'm assuming he can do it again. For this one, the expected publication, why am I struggling here, date is May 14th, so you still have time to read it and catch up. The next book, I'm a little bit nervous, just gonna admit it. Children of Virtue and Vengeance. I liked the first book. I thought it was a nice YA fantasy, loved the magic system, loved the world, how it was inspired by African culture, and I liked how original and how strong and interesting some of the characters were. With that said, I hated how the ending started being too lovey-dovey instead of kind of everyone matching with everyone, which is why my review in my best of the year was saying how I wish it was an adult book. If it had been an adult book, it would have been probably a 5 stars for me, because it hopefully wouldn't have had that classic trope. That's why I'm kind of nervous for book 2, because I'm scared it's going to become romance disguised as a fantasy instead of actually continuing the story that I, like, you know, the path that I liked. Yeah, with that said, still hopeful. I'm hoping I'm going to really enjoy it and that we're going to get to discover more about the world and especially the magic system. It's like such an interesting one. Publication date, they're saying March 5th. So again, soon. I'm happy about it. The next one, I feel like it's more of an hopeful publication date because it's not official and chances are it won't be published this year, but I believe in you, Brandon Sanderson. You're barely human. You're clearly a machine, so you can do this. The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. If you don't know anything about Brandon Sanderson, all of his books pretty much are part of the Cosmere, basically different planets in that solar system. The Mistborn series is divided in 4 parts. The first one is kind of medieval inspired and it's already all out. It's a trilogy. And then The Last Metal is the last book in the second quartlet, I guess. It was supposed to be a trilogy, but I think now it's a quartlet. And I've read the first book. I did enjoy it, but I'm hoping it's going to improve a little bit because it was supposed to be a novella at first. That's probably my issue with it. That one is kind of Western inspired. I believe the third one is going to be kind of our time, like modern time. And then the last one is going to be like futuristic. And I'm like so happy about that one. I'm really excited for it. So yeah, The Last Metal will be the last one in the second series. And again, I'm living for it. I feel like Brandon Sanderson is really well known and loved for his magical system, his world building, and his endings. He is so good at endings. Like all pieces just fall and just make sense and you're like, wow, I didn't see it coming. So might not be published this year, but we're hoping it will be. The next one I'm cheating a little bit because it's book 2 and I didn't read book 1, but you'll get it in a second. Vow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. So this is book 2 in the same universe as the Revenant Chronicle. I read all 3 books and this was definitely a romance disguised as fantasy. However, I did like that one. It made it to my favorite romance books, which I swear it's one of my favorite videos because I always say how much I don't like romance, yet sometimes I do find some I like. I felt like the world was really interesting in that one. And then Dance of Thieves is one of the first book I will be reading in 2019, so I'm excited for book 2 anyway because I know that series following another character that I really enjoy. So I'm cheating. It's okay. It's my own list, right? I can do whatever the hell I want. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that book. It's supposed to be coming out August 6th, so I have time to read first book. And then last but not least in this list, I wanted to read The Past and Other Things That Should Stay Buried by Sean David Hutchinson. Basically, I'm including this book because it's a new book coming out from this author in 2019. Actually, it's supposed to come out February 19th. Because I loved Where Are the Ends, which is literally right here in the background. I love that book. I didn't expect to love it that much, but I felt like I read a bunch of books where you're following a main male gay character who is struggling with his sexuality. They're all like coming of age, and like 3 or 4 that I read in a row, this was my favorite one. I felt like this one completely destroyed my heart, which I didn't expect. And yeah, I just want to read more from him, by him. It seems to actually, the book seems to have some similarities in the sense that it's also a young adult contemporary, and that it's also LGBTQ+. And if I understand the summary properly, the main character starts seeing the ghost of his ex-best friend? Something like that. And at this point, I just want to try and read more from the author, and I saw that book coming out and I was like, yes. Which, by the way, if you have read any of his other books, please let me know which ones you think I would enjoy, or which one you enjoyed and think maybe I will, because I was looking at them and some of them have really, really great rating, and I mean, why not? Let me know. So I believe those are all of the books that I wanted to talk about. Those are the 10 books that I am looking forward to them being published in 2019. Again, please let me know your list, because I swear I will be like, yep, I forgot that one, I forgot that one, I forgot that one, because I always do. With that said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I will link down below my whole series that I did with my end of the year series, where I shared my worst, best, most surprising, and most disappointing / overrated book of 2018, since I've talked about it a lot in this video. Actually, I will be putting some of them on the screen so you can just click away, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.